and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems or need counseling, you can contact me at 339-1670 or call my office 237-3135. Those of you that have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me at 339-1670 or call my office at 237-3135. Give them relevant information and they will pass it on to me. Now, viewers, those of you that are on our page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali, like and share as we go live. Those of us on YouTube, TT Real Talk, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. Up the Caribbean, around the globe, in Trinidad and Tobago, I want to say a special good night to you. Now, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but I will give you 1 minute to call your family, message your friend, tell them Real Talk is going live. See you right after this.
Get your ad on the show that matters. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's engaging, entertaining, and straight to the point. Real Talk brings the issues of the day to the people. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's local, regional, and international. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Get your ad now. Call 1-868-237-3135 or 1-868-339-1670.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, consultant and real estate businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, consultant and real estate businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. It's Fire Friday. Tonight, Real Talk have created Fire Friday for you, the viewers of Trinidad and Tobago, of the Caribbean. If you would like to call in, our numbers are 237-3135. Feel free to call in, voice a complaint, whatever it is that is taking place in your area. We, the creators and the staff of Real Talk, have created Fire Friday for you, the viewers. Calling about the drugs man, about the gunman, about the road, about the neighbor giving you a problem, about the drainage, whatever it is. Tonight is the night for you, the viewers, to call in. Now, viewers, as we start tonight's program, you are going to love tonight, you know. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said that the country has lost $2 billion in 4 years from uncollected residential tax. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Saeed.
Yes, sir.
As a spiritual advisor, you could possibly say a prayer or know what we could do to pray out the wickedness and evil that is in these people who go into government. Is there any like general prayer that we could give, like a interfaith prayer or anything like that? Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. Now, each individual, I will answer that for you. Each individual could pray a sincere prayer of hope and faith. But it is up to God to answer our prayer. And it is also up to the citizen to vote for a change. So that, my friend, will answer your prayer. Listen to this. He was responding to questions during conversation with the political leader at the PNM public meeting held at City Hall in Port of Spain on Thursday night. The Prime Minister said that the country has had a drop in revenue because of the issue of property tax, which have tied up in court following a challenge by the opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar.
We have been losing about $500 million a year in that tax. After 4 years now, that is how much? $2 billion on a tax that you would have hardly noticed. What would this government have done for those young people if we had $2 billion more in creating opportunities in this country? What? There are people living in this country in houses as worth $20 million. And they want the government to fix the road, the drain, kill the mosquito, kill the rat, cut the grass, not paying 1 cent in tax. In this country.
Now I want to ask the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago if he contributed $20 million to help these people build these houses. This is what I want to ask the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, come back to me. I want to ask the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago if anybody contributed in building his house. Come on. It's Fire Friday tonight. Call her good night.
Yeah, good night, sir.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. I know, listen, do anybody have guns? Any weapon, drugs, or anything they do report it, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right. Listen to the good. A report has 3 jeeps going back today or tomorrow. You don't load up on the container ready. And the name of the jeep, the owner of the jeep is Mary McDonald. Check it on the report. It's going back before this weekend done. 3 jeeps worth $1 million each. I know and I guarantee that I will put my neck on a block that because I work it and anyhow, it's on the report. 3 containers, 3 jeeps going back. And who investigated this woman and could really investigate, try it and tell me if I'm lying.
Thank you, my. Call me on 339-1670. Make an appointment. Come and see me, and we will get down to it. This is all I ask of you. Now, viewers, our Prime Minister is saying that there are people living in houses worth 20 million and expect the government to do everything for them. Well, then why did you choose to be the leader of the PNM to go into this present PNM run in Trinidad? Why didn't you put yourself one side 4 years back and let somebody else occupy that seat? The people expect the government to produce better service for the people. That is why they voted for change. Listen to me. When they was getting it, they wanted change. You understand? They wanted change. Let me tell you something. Remember not too long ago, call him Imbert. They complaining about taxes. He complained about the country have lost $2 billion in 4 years from uncollected property tax. Now listen this. This happened not too long ago. Not too long ago. Motorists, and let me tell you something. What I'm about to read for you was printed in a daily papers not too long ago. Motorists will not benefit from the decision made by Minister of Finance to exempt Paria Fuel and Trading Company from paying more than 382 million in valid added tax. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead. Yes?
I call him pertaining the question that you asked a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
I'm listening to you. Go right ahead. Ask the question.
You're asking the Prime Minister who helped build the house.
Mm-hmm.
How you mean who helped? How you mean who helped build?
Caller, thank you for your call. I will explain this to you. The country lost $2 billion over the 4 years in uncollected tax. A few months back, Colin Imbood, the Minister of Finance, exempted Paria Fuel and Trading Company from paying more than $382 million in tax. But you're complaining. The country lost in 4 years $2 billion in property tax. Why did you get Paria Fuel in that tax break? You know how far $382 million could have. You know how far that money could have been spent? You know how far that money could have taken Trinidad and Tobago? Huh? But you're in your media briefing now, you're complaining that I lost $2 billion in tax. This is $382 million exempted. Huh? You want to talk? I'm ready for you. Come back to me. I'm ready for a little talk. You see, the thing is, when you're on a platform, talk something with sense. Talk something with sense, because just how you educated, it have people out here educated the same way. Caller, good night.
Hi, Saeed. How are you? Good night.
Go right ahead.
All right, partner. You're doing a great show. And, you know, funny, I find the country have a 6-second memory. Besides everything that's going on, whatever happened, I'm not sure, because, you know, I can't afford to follow the news every single minute of the day. Whatever happened to the IMF report, I believe that is what it is. The foreign report will show what the economy of Trinidad is, which will pertain to Colin Imbood. Is that something that had passed already and I didn't see it? To let us know where the country is, the ratings and this and that and the other, because I find funny enough I'm not hearing anything of Colin Imbood, but Young and all of them, and everybody's just quiet. So I just want to say, you know, great show. I follow you. I had a hard time getting into you. Thanks for the night.
Thank you, my friend. Now, listen this now. All I feel that's bacchanal. Listen this. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley condemned the opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessa's speech about creating 50,000 jobs if she is re-elected in 2020. The Prime Minister is questioning as to where the money will come from to create such job in Trinidad and Tobago.
They're talking about election. The person responsible for that, Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessa, is telling you, I will create 50,000 jobs. I will create extra. How are you going to create these jobs and pay for them how? Where's the money going to come from? Unless, of course, you bring back what you've taken already. But we are now saying, we will know where it will come from. If we had that tax in operation, it would have broken nobody's back. It would have created, like in the early days of PAYE, some money that could have done wonders for us.
So viewers, now I want to hear what all I have to say. Look how Prime Minister bashing former administration. But up to now, we ain't hearing the former administration coming up and saying nothing. Nothing. Call a good night.
Yes, I.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, you want to talk the Integrity Commission. The meeting, what he held May the 15th at the chairman resident, Ken Gordon, Newberry Hill, Glencoe, displayed poor judgment. You understand? So why you want to blame them now? Is he want to be blamed? He didn't know he's not supposed to go in my house? And go and drinking?
Thank you, my friend. So you see, viewers, this is Fire Friday, you know. You're talking about billions losing. But you want to talk about what the Minister of Finance give Paria Fueling the break. Huh? You want to talk about that? Come out and talk about it the same way you talk about your lawson. Huh? Let me tell you something. We have 1.4 million people in Trinidad and Tobago. And if everybody blind, dumb and deaf, Saieed Ali not blind, dumb and deaf. Keep that into consideration. So you can't fool all the people all the time. Switching gears a bit. The Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, noted that there will be a vehicle that will assist the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service in taking away persons who intend to break the law. The Commissioner of Police was referring to persons who have unlawful protests throughout the streets of Trinidad and Tobago. This is what I tell people. If you want to protest, write to the Commissioner, get your approval, and then go on the streets. Mr. Gary Griffith said, and I quote, "The days of persons blocking the road and standing up in the middle of the road because they need to get a street light or a box drain built is over." End quote. He said any person that breaks the law will be dealt with by the police service. The top cop indicated that Trinidad and Tobago has become a lawless society and that most persons expect him to enforce the law. However, I must not affect them. The Commissioner of Police spoke at Friday press conference at the Police Administration Building in Port of Spain.
Days of persons blocking the road and standing up in the middle of the road because they needed to get a street light or a box drain built, it is over. Because I said anybody who breaks the law, they will be dealt with by the police service. But the fact of the matter is that I have to set an example and set the tone in this country that for far too long, this has become a lawless society. And you know what I have noticed is that many people, everybody wants me to deal with enforcing the law, but it must not affect them. And that has been a big problem in this country. It must not affect me. Do what must be done, but don't let it affect me. Do not let it affect my political party. Don't let it affect my business. Don't let it affect my contracts. Don't let it affect my gangs. It can't, there's a saying you cannot be half pregnant. There's no such thing. So your rights could never be so strong that you feel that you can infringe on the rights of others. So because I feel that I am not getting enough protection at UE, I'm going to block the road and stop others from having their free access for freedom of movement. You're wrong. You're breaking the law. So there will be a vehicle that will be acquired to deal specifically with that, to take away these unruly elements who will be breaking.
Days of blocking the road are gone. Days of protesting on the streets throughout Trinidad and Tobago without proper approval are gone. Call a good night.
And a very good evening to you, Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
You know what is strange and what is funny? This man is talking about how much money is being lost because of the absence of the property tax. I have news for the Minister of Finance and the PM. Listen to the Auditor General. Read the report. Every every single ministry, including the Tobago House of Assembly, has misappropriated money to the tune of, when you total everybody, I'm sure they cost $1 billion. Say that is not idle talk. Do the research.
I understand what you're saying. Now, viewers, it's Fire Friday, you know. It have some things that I save from during the week for tonight, you know. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr.
Go right
Ali.
ahead.
All right. It's not about the question asked. I'm a Jamaican, so I just want to put something across and ask you. On the paper that you're going and apply for residence, right? They tell you you'd get through in 3 years. Yet still you're in Trinidad for 10 years. You're doing everything the immigration and them tell you to bring in. And yet still, all you're getting is extension, extension, extension. And Mr. Rowley ain't seen nothing about that. Yet still, the Venezuelan them come and they get work permits, stay, everything. Not even work permit they want to give us.
True.
So, that is my point.
Thank you, my friend. This is why we created this platform. For you to call and interact with us. Interact with the world that is looking on. It's the same thing I was saying. How the Venezuelan could come in and get everything. While we have other immigrants in Trinidad here who gets nothing. Absolutely nothing. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Said.
Go right ahead.
I want you to go down at Ramco service station in Trin City and go with a gallon pan and see how much fuel you're getting for your diesel. Fuel you're getting for your money. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, listen this. It had an incident that happened in Gasparillo, where a man was abusing his wife and she was locked in the house. She ran away. By God's grace, the woman got out. Went to the Gasparillo police station. Made a report. Of the man abusing her. This is his wife we're talking about, you know. Abusing her. And locking her in the home. I'm going to tell you something. By God's grace, the woman get away and went and make a report. According to the parents and relatives, the woman was bruised. Listen carefully. She was bruised. You know what a female police officer at the Gasparillo police station told her? That is a little thing and you could wash it off. What all you think about that? What all you think about that? Caller, good night. Hello?
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yes, good night, Mr. Saeed. I commend you on a job well done.
Thank
Good
you.
program. Just a few things I want to make a comment on. I saw the live interaction with the Prime Minister last night. And he seems to be forgetting he's the head of the country to do a job and to at least try and do it properly. His comments were out of place. He spoke about Ralph Maraj being an alcoholic. He spoke about Kamala being at the bar sitting down roadside talking nonsense. It was insulting when that whole tragedy happened with the people down in Orange Valley there with the fishermen and them.
Yes.
And to add insult to add injury to insult, he went on to say it's not everything that is presented to him via social media he can say is in Trinidad. And his direct comments were, It's not because you see 7 people on a boat there that happened in Trinidad. I don't know if the rest of the population got that from him, but I thought it to be very disrespectful. And I think it's time for him to bow out gracefully. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Well said, though. Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to what our Commissioner of Police is going to do. The Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, once again showed off the new look and gears that the Trinidad and Tobago police officers will be upgrading to. Gary Griffith revealed that the new badges that the TTPS will be wearing and a new non-lethal weapon that the TTPS would be outfitted with. The TTPS will also be outfitted with a new communication system, both in the police vehicle and on the individual. Some non-lethal weapons that was mentioned by the Commissioner of Police are rubber bullet, tasers, handgun, pepper spray, handcuff, etc. The Commissioner of Police also indicated that there is a budget allocation of $8 million TT to outfit the officers.
There's a budget allocation. I think it'll be about $8 million, not to ballpark, for the uniform. The uniform will change. It is more conducive towards what you will see in international best practice. The tactical units will have a different type of uniform. But one of the things that we would have, more important than the uniform changes, as I mentioned, the badge is to give easy identification. We are working closely with the PCA. I have a serious concern when persons ask police officers for their ID and they refuse to give it. With this, it's up close and personal. It will have your name on it, but also the communication. Police officers should have a form of communicating. There's a massive restructuring we're doing in technology, dealing with, it's known as domain awareness, similar to NYPD, where the police officers, through their phones and through the divisional commanders, they will know what is happening in real time. And also the belt, as I mentioned, with the tasers, the pepper spray, the rubber bullets, and the firearm, the handcuffs, all being around the police officer. So it's a belt that will also be there. So the transformation is the whole image. Image is going to play a big part towards further transformation and further improvement that the public will have in the trust and the respect and belief of the police officers.
So that was the Commissioner of Police. Caller, good night.
Good night. Buenas noches, Mr. Saeed. How are you going?
I'm okay.
I want to pin something on Keith, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very apprehensive to using honorable, because the way he's behaving these days, I had to call him by his first name. Listen to me. He's avoiding taking responsibility on the Malian issue, telling us, intelligent citizens, that he's not aware of what's going on. Pause on that for a minute. This morning, an earlier talk show, I heard the MSJ leader, you know that fella by the name of Abdullah? He said he and Ramesh, all of we know Ramesh, went to Keith a crime plan. And Ramesh offered to be a special prosecutor to help them prosecute crime. But Keith apparently said no to it, did not accept it, because if Keith had accepted it, he would have been in such a mood that Ramesh might have gone after PPP people. But knowing Ramesh, he'd clean up everything, and I believe Keith knew what was happening with Marines. They didn't offer Ramesh a special prosecutor position. Think about it. He knew something that if he was serious and fighting crime, he should have given Ramesh the job. You understand where I take it from? Right. That is my take on it. He not taking the responsibility, trying to fool us on a lot of untruths. Good night.
Thank you, my friend. And the public of Trinidad and Tobago, they could actually see that by the way he responds. Big man thing. You are the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. When something's happen in Trinidad and Tobago and it calls on the Prime Minister to come out and give a media briefing to the public, come out and address the situation. You don't come out and address the situation hostilely, because come general election, you self coming out. You self coming out to get the votes of these people again. All you're failing to election is next year. All you're failing to realize, all you're coming out next year again. That is what all you're failing to acknowledge. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night. Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
I want Chief Lowry to board this to his chest. He was saying Kamala should board these guys to the chest. So I want him to board that to his chest. Don't run away from it.
Thank you, my friend. Let me tell you our next incident that happened at the San Fernando Magistrate Court. A woman went to court, ended up in front of a judge with a domestic violence case. The judge seated in front, the woman, her husband, newlywed. She was being abused by the husband. Do you know what the magistrate told her? The marriage young. That is what the magistrate told her. The marriage young. Give it a chance. Maybe the abuse might stop later on. So when I asked the parent, I say, so if the magistrate told her the marriage young, put aside the marriage. Put aside the marriage. Treat it as a domestic violence case. If the judge had to say something, why didn't he set it out? So that message that that judge is sending is that it is okay. Listen to me carefully, you know. We're talking about real incidents happening right here in Trinidad, you know. I am talking about an advice that is coming from a magistrate, you know, in a San Fernando court, you know. I'm not afraid to light it up, you know, because that's foolishness. You cannot be a judge and telling a woman that the marriage young yet, it is okay to get abused, you know. Tell you when I hear that, watch me. I went static, you know. So that message you sent for that woman, it is acceptable that when you're now married, it is okay for your husband to beat you up. If you're married 2 years, it is okay for him to kick you. If you're married 3 years, it is okay for the man to cuff you in your head and you knock out on the floor. That is okay. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Saeed, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah. What's going on? What's going on with the health minister for San Fernando General Hospital, boy?
I think he's on holiday because we don't hear him.
5 years now, and we never got a thyroid solution to do a thyroid test in San Fernando General Hospital. What's going on with this man? This man taking the solution and selling it in the drugstore or something, or? Eh?
Thank you, my friend. All you feel Trinidad easy? I tell you, this is why I created this platform. So when you're here, you go physically. and you hear they can't help you physically, we're going to deal with it spiritually. It's not a problem. All I feel is joke. Let me tell you something. If I tell you some things that police have to go through, all will doubt me, you know. Serious. Because I just been in contact with police every single day. From rankers on top the ladder to rankers now coming in as SRPs. All you feel it easy? It ain't easy. But you know what? They are the good, hard-working officers. From the time you're a rogue, you know, put a fire with me, you know. That's how I just operate. Call a good night. Hello?
Hello?
Go right ahead.
Boss, if you're not foolish, this song, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, why you come and stand up for somebody here then? And let me see how nice you old song. Welcome. Trinidad need people to stand up. Don't just hide behind your house or some campaign and you're calling. Come and stand up. Eh? I sure your friend know you call all of them dismiss yourself from wrong here. I like my job, you know. Thank God none of you paying me. All the taxes go in people's pockets and all you can't stop it. I just like when people call in, I call you. You know why? I just show all you who I is. And all I walk in my shoes anytime. Call a good night.
Yeah, hello, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. Them PNM mites and them is a sort of hypocrite, Saeed, because man warn them, you know. Man warn them about that man, you know. You understand? And they still put in their side. Yeah, it's a sort of hypocrisy of the way them.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, every individual in Trinidad and Tobago goes through something at some point in time in their life. And at some point in time in their life, they just need somebody to talk to. Hence the reason why God created me the way He wanted me to be and the way I am today. So you see like the fool will just call and say I sounding foolish? Why he don't come here? I am willing to give you $5,000 to make yourself available here. And come and stand up in my studio in front of the camera and go public. You ever do that? You're going to have free $5,000 to come here for 5 minutes and you still wouldn't do it. So who is the foolish one now? You just lost $5,000. Clown. Call a good night.
Good night. Right. That imp that call you, he's a PNM clown.
Thank you, my friend. No, but you know what sparked me up today? Watch man. God is know exactly who to send when, you know. God knows today's Fire Friday, you know. And He definitely know I would light up that San Fernando matter. Call a good night.
Hello, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
I hear last night Rowley talking, and he's saying one of the helicopter, the former Prime Minister Kamala had a big screen TV and are buying it. That's true?
In a helicopter?
Yeah. He said that last night.
That had to be an executive helicopter? You see, viewers, this is why I created Fire Friday. So you could call in. Even though you would say I'm foolish, I would still give you your time. Who doing that for you? Who doing that for you? Call a good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
Go right ahead.
Well, I hear a man saying this song is foolish, like he don't listen to Rowley or what? Eh? And here we're going to say that man know everything about Kamala, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's a UNC, you know, because he know everything about UNC, you know nothing about PNM.
Mm-hmm.
He don't know who Tiffin, who Robin, not all. You understand? So though and if fellow just call, then if fellow abuse your wife and the magistrate tell she go back home, that's why you vex so. Alright, take care.
No, but listen to this now. That's a serious matter, you know. take what I'm telling all, you know, that is a serious matter, you know. But you know what? It was brought to my attention, and I intend to deal with it. You cannot be a magistrate sitting on a chair, and you telling a young woman who got married, the marriage too young, what the hell kind of example you setting? So let me ask you something, Mr. Judge. I want to call your name on TV, you know. I want to call your name on TV, you know. But let me ask you something. I, Saieed Ali, asking you that. If your daughter, tempting me to call your name, you know, boy. If your daughter, marriage, and the marriage 2 years old, 24 months, and she husband cough she in she head, and break the front teeth, and knock out, and end up in the hospital on drips and all kind of thing, what you going to do? What you going to do as a judge who have to pass judgment on that man who beat up your daughter? What you going to do? You tell me. But you want to tell that young girl who married, the marriage young, well, I just hope, by God's grace, it will happen to your daughter. Seriously speaking. Caller, good night. Hello?
Hello?
Go right ahead.
Good night, Said.
Yes?
Said, I have been a patient of the San Fernando Hospital with thyroid, and I can tell you, I am well taken care of. Don't know for everybody else.
Okay.
But because people looking go for luck.
True.
But I have been taken care of. And another thing I will tell you, sometimes it is good to keep out of husband and wife business.
True. Watch now. I tell you when I hear that, boy, like a fire started build up in me, you know. For a judge to come out and say that, you have no heart. But they have a saying, do so and like so. It have a saying goes like that. And I want to let you understand that. I don't business if you're the Prime Minister running Trinidad. I don't business if he's a judge sitting down on a seat and passing judgment. I do business if you're in the jury system. I do business if he's a poor man working for $50 a day. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said.
Right ahead.
That caller will call you and tell you just now, that man, like he getting a food card and a bread card. So that why he a cater. So he happy with that, and he might renting somewhere in some little hole. That why he talking. So our next thing, that man will call and the Prime Minister will say the helicopter have a bar and big screen TV. Let you bring one of that in and put it in Sando, let we see it.
Simple. It's simple. Hey, watch me now, man. Trinidad nice, you know. But it's the people that's spoiling Trinidad. It's the people. Caller, good night.
Said, good night.
Go right ahead.
I think when that judge or magistrate tell my daughter to stay in that marriage, I feel that same judge or magistrate was sending me for life in prison. Yeah, because I would deal with it. How that policeman felt, I am sure the police charge him for domestic violence because that is a big crime, right? So So the policeman felt like an idiot that the judge or magistrate could have embarrassed him to the point to tell that young lady her marriage is young to go back in it. They're sending her for him to kill her now. Because beating won't be sufficient just now, you know. He's going to murder her. And then what you tell the magistrate will tell him, well done, and pat him on his back.
And go back home.
Come on. Get a life, magistrate or judge. Get a life.
Thank you, my friend. You see, I've been saying since then, I want to let you understand. Understand what's taking place in Trinidad. Understand who you are. Understand what you represent. You see me? Let me tell you something. I, Saieed Ali, represent the people of Trinidad and Tobago who do not have a voice. I, Saieed Ali, represent the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that when they go before the courthouse and they may get justice, they come my side. I represent the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago when they go in the police station to make a report and the police tell them, "All go home." 339-1670. Yeah? Call her good night.
Yes, with respect to the lady who get beat up and so on, the magistrate in San Fernando. I was wondering if you're talking about the double man from St. Charles who horned the next man and the judges talking about it.
Caller, did you hear me call name? I got Akarola as the guy who called and said a song and foolish. I may be foolish, but I ain't dotish. Caller, good night.
Yes, Said. What can I ask you is?
What? No, leave him, don't cut him. What you just said?
What can I ask you is, Said?
What did you just said? What kind of race I am? Guys, that's what he just said? What? Oh. Well, apparently, you from the donkey family. Apparently. Now, viewers, do excuse me. Apparently, you from the donkey family. And you can't recognize a different breed of human being. You know, let me top off this with a little cherry. You see when them get a food card cut? You see when them go by NIS and they get their money? You see when pension late for them? 339-1670. Saeed, you know, I ain't get my pension and 2 months now, me I get my food card. But to call and make a comment, they can't do that good. But as 30 days pass, and the pensioner come for the 30th of the month, they fish out of water. Because they can't get a beer rum to drink. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Oh, my good friend. How are you?
I am good, Mr. Saeed. It's Fire Friday, Mr. Saeed.
That's right.
The only ones who are vexed with you and insulting you, probably their abusers themselves. But Mr. Saeed, a caller earlier said you need to start a husband and wife business. Mr. Saeed, abuse is not only chop wounds and blue-black skin.
True.
Right? There are many different forms of abuse. And being neutral and silent on domestic violence is not an option. Right? Yes, sometimes you send them back with counseling or whatever. But I say if it doesn't work out, walk away.
Exactly.
You have an option to walk away. Because that gentleman wouldn't like to know that he has a daughter or even a son because men are subjected to domestic abuse as well.
Yes.
And if you have family in that situation, are you going to turn your back on them? Are you going to say, sort it out, your husband and wife? No. That is your husband or that is your wife. No, don't. You can't do that. You need to say something. Don't just keep quiet about it. And it's up to them. But you know, sometimes, Mr. Saeed, what causes the problem is when the wife don't want to make a report against the husband or whatever. For some reason or the other. Sometimes children are involved. But as I said, being neutral or silent is not an option. Say something. Do something about it. Because next thing you know, the person end up dying, and then we would have a whole lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yes.
Don't reach that stage.
True.
Do something about it before. Mr. Saeed, I thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you, my dear, and same to you. You see, this is what I had to say. Now, it have the people who will call and give a constructive criticism. And it have the people who will call and say, you're foolish, and you're that. But tell them, come outside and do something. Them are doing that. Them are doing that. You know what? They cannot do that because they don't know how to better themselves. All they know, which side number? 2373135. I could get on the side talk show, please. That's all they know. And when they do check, they have cold beer in their fridge. All I feel is joke. It's Fire Friday tonight, you know. This is the night out of Monday to Thursday. We just deal with issues. And Friday is for the viewers. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yes, I for you all the way. And
Thank
this
you.
Fire Friday, and all them people who talking against you, they're wrong. You are correct 100%. And I am for you against abuse, and that magistrate wrong. He wrong. He should have cautioned the husband and send the girl back by she parents' house. Thank you, Mr. Saeed.
Thank you, my friend. This is the only platform in Trinidad and Tobago that gave you this. Real incident, real facts, real solution. One of them so smart that he didn't identify the human race. He did not identify the human race. Call her good night.
Good night, Saeed. How are you going?
I good, I good.
Yeah, to that idiot magistrate and to those idiot callers, fire burn them, you know. Fire Fridays for them.
That's right.
Yeah, fire for that magistrate and that idiot callers too. Yeah, man, have a good night.
Thank you, my friend. Let me tell you something now. You see, when them callers end up in problem, you know where they're coming? 3391670. The only man will help you inside. I'm telling you. Because I could help you physically, and I could help you spiritually. So you care about style on me. Let me tell you something. I could buy new brand scissors and cut all kind of style, you know. But so it now. That's why I have a good tailor. He know the sew around the corners good, you know. Hurry. Good night to you, my friend. I know you're locked on and watching. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Saeed, you know what amazes me? That the fact that who is more stupid or who is the bigger ASS when people call in and give negative comments, but yet still they locked on your channel.
Oh God, thank you, my dear.
They locked on, they're listening, and they're wasting their time to call in and say negative things. So who is the bigger ASS, Mr. Saeed? Thank you. And
thank you, my friend. Thank you for putting it out on, I wouldn't say silver, you know, on a golden platter for them. It's just what I didn't want to say it myself, you know, but I'm glad somebody called and they laid it out for them. Call her good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Ali.
My friend.
Yes, I also have a problem with the magistrate. One of the magistrates in San Fernando. I surveyed my place 3 times and give him next in person and notice. He never come. The man coming in my place to beat me now and telling me he have 4 feet of land in my place. After I gave him service and everything when I surveying, right? You know what the magistrate tell me? Seeing the man with iron and cutlass thing in my place. Oh, they snap it now. Hear what she says? She afraid she gets sued. So she ain't going to penalize him.
Serious?
Yeah, that is what she said. She said, I'm afraid I get sued. So right now I'm waiting on my lawyer to take high court actions. You understand? And that's why people turn into crime. And crime will happen because they're not getting justice there because the magistrates down there afraid they get sued. You understand? So we have to deal with it on a different avenue now in high court. You understand?
I hear you. Thank you, my friend. That's why I said this is the only program in Trinidad and Tobago that give you this type of voicing. Because let me tell you something. Oh, they have people. Watch me now. If I start to bring or start to highlight problems that people face in Trinidad and Tobago, all a ball, you know. Take what I'm telling earlier. All will go to sleep. That exists in Trinidad? How this person could deal with that? I would get mad. But telling I face it on a daily basis, you know. Call good night.
Saeed,
Yes, my friend.
don't study them people and them. Them have nothing to do with your partner, boy. Don't study them.
Nah, them can't do me nothing, boy. I'm bigger than that. You see, you know why I say I'm bigger than that? Because Monday to Friday, from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, they're waiting to see when Saieed Ali come on. I'm telling you. And you know what's the good thing about it? I don't ask them for $1. But I hear from Monday to Friday for them to watch me. That's the good thing about it. Call a good night.
Good evening again, Saeed. I just want to say that your staff who handles the phone and interact with the callers are well trained, well mannered, and so polite. I want to congratulate them. All the best.
Thank you, my friend. Operator. You see, this is what Real Talk is about. You have a problem, it have a platform. We will help you find a solution. I personally will help you find a solution. This is why, let me tell you something. God do not hesitate to bless me. And He will send the correct person at the right point in time. That is why I could stand here and I could boast. You know why? I'm not boasting on myself. I'm boasting on the God I serve. Because yet do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. And anybody want to come at me, I'll come. I just say it boldly. Because I don't fear Tom, Dick, or Harry. You think anybody coming on a platform to light up a magistrate? You think anybody coming on a platform to light up an inspector or an ASP or a minister? No. They're afraid somebody cut them down. They're afraid their show get cut off. And that fear with me. And you only feel something touching you. Like the caller say, I foolish. Come wrong this foolish man and you go see something. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Right ahead.
Just now you say that that had happened to the judge's daughter, what he will do? Well, the judge's daughter has beat the husband. So that will embarrass she. But what I want to tell you, Saeed, is something that happened to our family friend.
Yes.
She went to a function, she and her son. And the son went to park the vehicle and come back.
Hello, are you there? Hello? Guys, how much time we have left? Huh? 1 minute? Viewers, we're out of time for tonight. This is when the show gets interesting. You know, time is a serious factor. We're out of time for tonight. A rerun of this program is at Monday morning at 10 a.m. Now, viewers, I want to thank those of you that are on our page. Those of you that locked on, a special good night to you all. Be safe, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you right here back on Monday night. Viewers, be safe. Good night.